As you know, we have been studying the Nakshatra Sukta and its mantras. And again, I mentioned that in the Nakshatra Sukta, for each nakshatra, the mantras are actually divided into two parts. One is called Puronavakya, and the second part is called Yajya. So, Puronavakya means where the nakshatra, Adidevata, Pratyadevata, Devata, Adidevata, Pratyadevata are actually invited by a prayer to the Yajnavedi. Then the Yajya is where actually an offering is made, and after that offering is made, a prayer is offered saying that please grant me this particular favor boon. So today's nakshatra is Vishakha Nakshatra. This Vishakha Nakshatra, the color is blue, and the lord of the nakshatra is Brihaspati or Guru. Then the Devata is the twin gods, Indra and Agni. It's called as Indragni. And the Adidevata is Vayu, and the Pratyadevata is Mitra, which is one of the forms of Surya. So the mantra to recall, it is Duram Asmachattravo yantu bhitaah Tadendragni krunutan tadvishakhe Tanno deva anumadantu yajñam Paschat purastadabhayanno astu. This is the Puronavakya. So let's look at the meaning of the Puronavakya, that is the invocatory part of the this nakshatra. So the first line is Duram Asmat Chhatravaha Yantu Bhitaha. Asmat Chhatravaha will be broken as Asmat Shatravaha, our enemies. So Shatravaha, Asmat Shatravaha, all our enemies. What should happen to them? Asmata bhita duram yantu. Fearing us, fearing our power, our prowess, let them run away from us. So this mantra can be applied for physical enemies, and also it can be applied for some of the negative enemies that we have called the Ari Shadvargas, the 6 kinds of enemies: Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Mada, and Matsarya. So for a person of spiritual prowess, the moment the person sits in contemplation, all these enemies, may they run away. So you sit in the yajna, you want to start the ritual, and you invoke the Vishakha Nakshatra and the Devata, the Devata. Immediately, all the enemies within us, Kamadishadvargas, all the external enemies such as the Rakshasas, all the external enemies in the assembly who are cynical, skeptical, and then who will be actually condemning the acts. This we will see in all assemblies. All of them, Shatravaha, run far away from us. By how? By what? By what power? Tat, that power. By which? By just hearing about a particular person, by just hearing about me, just looking at me sitting there. That's why some of the kings were given the title Ari Bhayankara. That means the very presence that this king is there, the very presence that this powerful soldier is there, automatically all the enemies will scatter. So like that, please build my personality. So who should build this personality? Indra, Agni, Krunutam. May the 2 devatas together, that is Indra and Agni, you let them make me a person of such power that all the enemies, inner and outer, those enemies scurry away from me. So how does the Indragni devatas and the Adidevata Vayu, Pratyadevata Mitra, how do they come? They come through the Vishakha, that's a twin star. That's why you see the dual number there, that Vishakhe. So the twin two stars, both of them, those stars grant us that prowess. May that bring that. Tat yajnam deva naha anumadantu. So that yajna to which Indragni will come in the form of Vishakha Nakshatra twins, may they approve the yajna that I am about to perform. So first thing we have to do is Manashuddhi, Bhushuddhi, Deha and also the Shuddhi of the Yajnashala. All of these things, once it is gone and the enemies have gone away, then let the Devas approve, okay, start this Yajna. Now you are fit to worship. Tam Yajnam Devaha Naha, to us Anumadantu. And now, okay, we now made sure that all the enemies are gone, but now I started focusing on worship and yajna. Now I am concentrating here. That means I cannot keep guard on these enemies all the time. Seeing that I am very busy, that I am involved in this yajna process, the enemies may take an advantage, find an opening there, they may come and attack me, whether it is inner enemies or outer enemies. To make that, now in the Purana Vakya, we request the Vishakha Nakshatra and the Devata Pratyadevata Naha Paschat Purastat Abhayam Astu. Let them stand guard in front of me, behind me. Sarva Desha, Sarva Kala, Sarva Avasthasu. Sarva Desha, in east, west, north, south, all the 10 directions. Sarva Desha, Sarva Kala, in the future, in the present, in the past. Sarva Avasthasu, however focused I am on this yajna, however involved both physically and mentally, emotionally in this yajna, in all of those situations, may these devatas protect me. So philosophically, psychologically seeing that once we are in the process of yajna, then no negative feelings, no negative attitudes, none of them should come to us. And by ourselves we cannot do, because we are focusing on the ritual. And therefore we ask of the gods and the Vishakha Nakshatra to protect us. So now that they have come, surrounded us and protecting us, the yajya, or the offering of the havis, and the prayer has to start. This prayer, the next mantra is Nakshatranam Adhipatni Vishakhe Shrestha Vindragni Bhuvanasya Gopau Vishuchashatruna Pabadhamanau Apakshudham Nudatamaratim. Nakshatranam Adhipatni Vishakhe. This Vishakha Nakshatra is actually this twin Vishakha Nakshatra is the leader of all the nakshatras. The 14 nakshatras, this is the 14th of the nakshatras before we get into the Purnamasa, that is Purnamasi, or we can also say Purnima. Before that, all these 14 sets of the nakshatras, she is the leader. And then who are these two? They are Shrestha. They are exalted, they are extraordinary. Not only that, they are Bhuvanasya Gopau. They protect the world. Bhuvana is 14 numbers, actually. Chaturdasha Bhuvanani, 14 Bhuvanas are there. In the Jaina tradition, there is an interesting exercise they do in their meditation. They take 14 pieces of rock, and they're all formed haphazardly. They don't have a flat base at all. Such rocks they take. And then to achieve total concentration, they try to, like you build a Lego, they try to place one rock above the other, 14 of these rocks, and then make sure that this tower of 14 rocks does not fall. You can imagine how difficult it is to make that. What this Indragni with the Vishakha Nakshatra what they do is this 14 lokas, which cannot actually fit into each other perfectly like a Lego set, because each one has a different character. Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Patala is different. Bhuhu, Bhuvaha, Suvaha, Mahaha is different. There is no way you can arrange them so that they don't fall down, but they are standing. Who makes that happen? Vishakha Nakshatra, Indra, Agni Devatas. We will see how in a minute. Bhuvanasya Gopau, they protect the created world. And then Vishuchaha, Vishuchaha means those who are moving about, hovering, lurking, hiding, who are in disguise. Satya Shatrun, Vishuchaha Shatrun, all these enemies, Apabadhamanav. What do these enemies do? They just don't, if they don't bother us, then we are not bothered, even though they are our enemies. But what they do, apabadhamanav means they come and irritate us, they actually cause harm, and they bother us, they cause grief for us, and they bring arahatim, they bring downfall, and they bring kshudham, they cause anguish. And for all of them, He Vishakhe, along with Indragni, Nudatam, you banish them from our presence. He Indra, Agni, Vishakha Nakshatra twins, grant us valor, scare away our enemies who cause distress to us. So this is the summary of this mantra. The Devata is the twin Devatas, Indra. Indra, the form of Indra we have discussed earlier also. He is the one who holds the Vajrayudha, the thunderbolt. He is the king of gods, Devadipati. He rides a white elephant with 4 trunks. And he also has got a horse. It is called Ujjaishravas. That also has got 4 heads. So 4-headed horse, Ujjaishravas. 4-trunked elephant called Airavata. And these are the vehicles of Indra, and he wields the Vajrayudha or the thunderbolt. So we also saw when we studied the Chitra Nakshatra that the Devata was Tvashta. This Tvashta is related to Indra. Actually, he is Indra's brother, and always at loggerheads. Tvashta is always at loggerheads with his brother Indra. Like a sibling rivalry exists between these two devatas, and he always provokes and rebukes Indra, and therefore Tvashta, to make it worse for Indra, he gets a son by name Vishwarupa, and this Vishwarupa had 3 heads. So because he had 3 heads, he is called as Trishiras. So what this Trishiras was doing was, with one face he used to chant the Veda, with another face he would actually drink alcohol, with the third face he would be watching the world, and then things were going on. How shall I use, which part of the world shall I use to bother Indra? So what is the relevance of this Tvashta here? There are people who are participating in the yajna chanting Veda, but they can cause anguish and agony because of their conduct. One head. Or they may come to the altar with no discipline. So no discipline is exemplified by a person who comes to an assembly drunk. Then the third one is who comes there only for sightseeing. They will come to the yajna just to see, what food is there, what kind of people are there, how people are dressed. For those enjoyments, some people come. So this Trishiras you will see in every yajna. Just because a person is chanting the Veda mantra doesn't mean that person is actually heart and soul involved in the yajna also. So such Trishiras who sits in the yajna has got to be removed. And therefore Indra actually beheads the Twashta's son Trishiras. So that is the connection. So why Indra and Agni? Why this mantra chooses these two deities? It is because there is a very close relationship between the Indra and Agni. Agni is the primordial power of heat, light and energy. So on the earth, he is there as the fire. In the atmosphere, he is there as the thunderbolt, the Vajrayuda of Indra. In the sky, he is there as the Surya in which inheres Mahavishnu. And that is how Indra and Agni, the Antariksha Devata and the Bhu Devata, both of them cooperate and make sure that our Yajna, Havis and prayers travel from the Yajna Kunda where you are worshipping to Mahavishnu, to who is the one who is the recipient of the Havis. It passes through very safely without the Rakshasas interfering in between. And therefore, appropriately, the Nakshatra Devata is Indragni Devata. And also Indra and Agni. Indra is the Dikpalaka or the regent of the eastern direction, and Agni is the Dikpalaka of the southeastern direction. They are actually sitting next to each other. And this is one of the main reasons why the Yajamana who is performing the puja and the yajna is facing east. So that in every puja, in every yajna that you are doing, you sit facing east so that Indragnis are watching us and then protecting us and making sure that all the Rakshasas and the negative elements are thrown away from the environment. Hence, it is appropriate in this mantra, we pray to Indra and Agni to protect the Yajamana from all the sides. Paschat, Purastat, Abhayam, Naha, Astu. Sarvadesha, in all the places, Sarvakala, in all the time, Sarva Avastha, in all the states that a person may be, may Indra and Agni, through the twin nakshatras of Vishakha, protect us. That is the prayer in Yajya.